Is that Crystal Pepsi or is that a urine sample?
Yeah. Please drink water.
Yeah. What was our Zorb phrase that we wanted to market in them? Get in and.
Get in the Zorb and feel like you're dying.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so sorry. Sometimes there's like a phrase that you're like, wait, I now must tell a story every time I hear that phrase.
Yes.
Like when I hear bull and I have to be like, have you seen this photo of Manute Bull? Okay, anytime I hear urine sample, which it comes up just constantly in my life, it's like all the time. Have any of you seen the documentary Icarus, which is about the Russian doping scandal?
Nope.
I so highly recommend this documentary to everyone. If you haven't seen it, it's, like I said, it's called Icarus, and it's fascinating because the way it starts out is this guy originally, when Lance Armstrong and all of those other cyclists got busted for doping, he was like, there's no way that there's not still cyclists who are doping and are just ahead of the curve enough to still not be getting caught. And so I'm going to make a documentary where I get someone from the anti-doping agency to help me devise a doping regimen that I will use and then also not get caught. And so it starts out like that, and he like calls the American head of the anti-doping agency, and that guy is like, I'm really sorry, this is a very good idea, but like I can't do this for you because of my reputation. Like, I think that it would mar my reputation to help you do this. But you know who would do it is my Russian counterpart. So he like sets him up. So he sets him up with the head of the Russian anti-doping agency.
Whoa.
And that guy is like, yes, I will do this. And so they become really good friends while this guy, for the first half of the movie, is just working on making this documentary about how there are definitely still cyclists who are doping out there and just flying under the radar. And then halfway through the movie is when like the bust comes on Russia for doping all of their Olympic athletes in Sochi.
Wow.
And this Russian guy calls him. Oh yeah, someone is pointing out the biker did get worse on the doping, which is very funny. Anyways, so this Russian guy calls him in the middle of the night and is like, I'm gonna get killed if I don't get out of here. Like, will you help me get out of Russia? And he's like, the cyclist is like, sure, like you can come live with me. And so literally this Russian guy, like in the middle of the night, like destroys all of the computers in his lab and like leaves Russia and comes to this guy's house in the US. And the second half of the documentary is just the Russian guy describing to him how they got around all of the doping protocols in Sochi. And it is wild because it's stuff like literally in the standalone building where they would test where they held the urine samples and tested them. There was a literal secret room that you couldn't get to from inside, but there was like this little like slot that they would pass the urine samples through. And
I saw that. Yeah. I've seen like graphics of how this was done.
Yes, it's wild. And they were like, they would pass these urine samples through that were in these bottles that were supposed to be like, if you opened it, the bottle was literally destroyed, right? So it was like supposed to be tamper proof, that if you opened it, you literally were breaking the bottle. And he was like, how are we going to do this? You have to break this bottle. And literally these like two agents from their Secret Service were like, handed him the bottle opened. And he was like, how did you do this? And they're like, don't ask, we did it.
Don't worry about it.
It's wild. And then literally at the end of the movie, he like goes into witness protection, the Russian guy.
Wow.
It's called Icarus. Like I said, I like so highly recommend it. It's like a 2-hour movie, and the whole time, I swear to God, I was like sitting on the edge of my seat with like my mouth agape. I was just like, it was fascinating. It's one of the coolest documentaries I've seen. It's absolutely wild.
And it's called Icarus?
Yeah, it's called Icarus.
I'm putting it on my list.
Anyways, really, really excellent documentary. It's like the turn in the middle that's what's incredible. It's like, it's so cool. This guy starts out trying to make one kind of movie, and it just becomes literally this like absolute like busting the Sochi doping case open film instead. So cool.
Amazing.
King and Commoner, yes, this is room 237 vibes for sure. Like it's a shining documentary, and then it just goes into a moon landing conspiracy documentary, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.